Good morning, my lovely ladies in Business Women Rising Above. How are you this morning? Welcome to our Tuesday morning Business Growth Insights training. As I am setting up to be able to look at your comments this morning, say hi if you are watching. And so I know that you can see and hear me okay, and plus I love it when people say hello. It makes me happy. Even though I'm live on Facebook and I can't actually see people interacting with me, I love to have that interaction with people saying hello. Hey Sam, good morning Sam. Lovely to have you here, darling. If you're watching the replay after this, pop hashtag replay so I can make sure that I can come back and connect with you as well, because Facebook is all about connection, isn't it? So ladies, today we are going to talk about a really interesting topic, something that really overwhelmed me when I first started a business. And the topic we're going to talk about is consistency in business is easier than you think. So just let me share my screen with you and set up all the stuff in the background that I need to set up. It's all fun. Check out my beautiful blue. I know you love it when I wear blue, don't you, Sam? I didn't even think of that. Oh, look, this is a second-hand store find, which I love. Anyway, we're getting off topic. So today, consistency in business. This is something that when I started in business, I really got overwhelmed with because especially actually, ironically, when I started with my business coach, we were told, we get told that we need to be consistent in business. And while that's true, it can be overwhelming because we can get taught that we need to do so many things that we think we need to do them all at once. So I want to talk through this topic today about that consistency is easier than you think, and there are certain ways to help it, to help you, to help yourself, to help your business. So let's get going. So first of all, why is consistency important? This is a really good topic to talk through. So first of all, when you are consistent in your business, it provides stability. Not only for your business itself, but also it helps you mentally. It helps you stay focused and it helps you to stay organized in your brain, right? This is a huge thing for me, to have to stay organized in my brain. I am a very creative person, so as is my daughter, and we have tendencies to go off in tangents everywhere because we are so creative. So we need to have something that's going to help us stay focused, things that are going to help us stay organized. Good morning, Debbie. Lovely to have you joining me this morning live. Yay, awesome. So yeah, it's consistency is a really good thing for me, and I'm learning to get better at it every single day. It also helps definitely 100% with time management. So they kind of speak to each other, right? Is time management. Oh my God. Consistency for me, it really helps me personally manage my time more effectively. It can do the same for you. Morning, Ashley. And I have to say that I put a post up on my Facebook profile yesterday, and it was the fact that all my life, I have struggled with consistency. I've struggled with organization because of that creativity. That's what I choose to believe anyway. And yesterday was a really successful day for me because I managed to tick everything off my list. But that's only because I have learned over the years, particularly since I've been running business, to manage my time better and better. And I'm getting better as we go along. Now, also, consistency is important because it helps you analyze results. When you do certain things in your business on a consistent basis, it actually gives you data and it gives you results to be able to then go and have a look at that are going, you can analyze them and look at them. And so you can you can use that to help you grow as you build your business, as you go along in business. So, you know, this is something that, and I'll speak to this a little bit more in a minute, but, you know, analyzing results, using your consistency to analyze results is something that I kind of ignored when I first started in business, but it's now something that I'm learning to use on a regular basis, and it's working. The other thing, hello, Leslie, welcome, welcome. The other thing that consistency does is it 100% helps you build your brand, right? This is what we need in business. We need to be seen. We need to put ourselves out there. We need to have people aware of us, our brand, and what we do, right? This is why we're in business, because we want people to see what we do. We want them to come and purchase our products and purchase our services. So as you are being consistent, you're constantly putting yourself in front of people, those who need and want to see you, and they will get to recognize you, and they'll see that consistency as well. So it is also, this is really, really important, right? Consistency shows consistency. This, to me, is one of the most important reasons why we do things on a consistent basis. I feel like I'm saying consistent a lot, but you know, regular is another word, right? We really want to build that credibility with our clients and with potential clients, right? We want to cement our reputation. We want to be someone that people can trust in business. That is so important. Like, if people don't trust you, they're not going to work with you. So we want to show people that we do what we say we're going to do, right? Can you imagine, you know, I've made a commitment to you ladies, you wonderful ladies in this group, to show up every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. Adelaide time to do Business Growth Insights training with you. Can you imagine if I just turned up one week, couldn't be bothered doing it for the next 2 weeks, and then thought, oh, you know what, I feel like, yeah, I reckon I'll do a training. And then I turned up maybe 2 or 3 weeks later and just did an off-the-cuff training. Can you imagine, right? You would start to doubt my integrity. You would start to doubt my commitment to this group, or I would start to doubt my commitment to this group and my commitment to the members, to you as members of this group. So when I'm showing up consistently, when I'm showing up every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. as promised with a new topic to train you on, then I hope that it's showing you that, you know, this group is important to me, that I want to help you, I'm committed to you. So can you imagine when you are consistent showing up for your potential clients who you want to become clients, then they're going to do, you know, they're going to see exactly the same thing. Consistency equals success, 100% Parme. Now, I want to just address, so let me read this quote. Success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success. Greatness will come. Dwayne Johnson, love the rock, right? But I want to say something about this quote. There are 2 words in there that I don't like, and they are hard work. So yes, you need to work hard in your business to have results, but this is what actually got me overwhelmed to begin with, were the words hard work. So instead, I choose to rephrase it a little bit so it's less overwhelming in my mind, and say consistent small actions make greatness come. Can you see that there's a huge difference in that? And for me, when I repeat that, when I say that in my mind, as opposed to hard work, consistent small actions is so much less overwhelming to me. And it makes me want to be in my business much more on a regular basis. So this is, ironically, I know there's some of you watching, so this is actually something that I'm going to talk to my Heart and Soul Academy girls about today in our lesson. is that we are going to talk about how to be consistent in your business, how, what you can do to show up on a regular basis, to show people that you're here, to build your brand. And if you do want to learn more about the Heart and Soul Academy, we've actually got a couple of spots still available. So if you want to know more, if you really enjoy this training today, pop learn in the chat and we will get in contact with you and we'll have a little chat to see, and I'll share more with you in that chat about the Heart and Soul Business Academy. But I'm looking really forward to today's training with the girls, because we're 100% going to talk about, what you can do to be consistent. So what does consistency not mean? Well, it doesn't mean you need to be everywhere all at once, okay? So especially on social media, right? Something that I started to do, again, this is the overwhelm that came into it. I started to get so overwhelmed when I started in business that I had to be everywhere on social media, because this is what I saw everybody else doing. So when you are new to business, right, and you're still learning all the stuff, you're probably, most likely you're doing it by yourself. I've just lost the comments. Let me get them back. There we go. Don't want to miss the comments. So most likely you're doing it all by yourself. And it's going to be hard, right, to do all the things that you think you need to do them all at once and be everywhere all at once, just because you think you need to do it because you see other people doing it. So my suggestion is start with what you know, build on it gradually, but consistently. Okay, something else we're going to be talking about with the girls today. Being perfect. Consistency does not mean being perfect. You've heard me say it before. I will continue to say it. No one is perfect. We are all perfectly imperfect. Even the big wigs, even, the Tony Robbins, the Mel Robbins, all the Oprahs, none of them are perfect. And they don't try to come across as perfect either. That's what I love about them all. But we tend to see them as perfect. So therefore we want to be perfect. We think we need to be perfect ourselves, but we don't. So my thing is I believe that as long as we're doing our best, then we're going to grow. Perfectly imperfect. So consistency is not about being perfect. It's also not about being inflexible. So yes, you need to do things regularly. Absolutely, right? But there might come a time when you might need to switch things up a bit to help you grow. And I'm going to speak to this a little bit more in a minute, but it's kind of like, business is a little bit trial and error, especially if you're starting something brand new for yourself. But one thing that I see a lot of is that people aren't, how do I put this? So try something consistently for a while. Then if it doesn't work, try something else, but be flexible enough to be open to trying something else. Right? So I do this constantly in my business all the time. I'm always learning. I'm always growing. I'm always open to trying something new, but only after I've been consistent with trying one thing first. Right? And I'm going to leave it there because I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to circle back to this in a minute. Staying stagnant. Consistency isn't about staying stagnant. So if you don't learn and grow in your business or in yourself for that matter, because, like you girls know, I teach in mindset, motivation and marketing. So mindset and motivation, right? If you don't learn and grow, you will stay stagnant. There's a reason that personal growth is so popular at the moment. There's a reason that, people that I use personal growth, I teach personal growth in my business course, because it helps you grow in business and it helps you not just to stay stagnant in your business. It helps you to grow. So if you are staying stagnant or you feel like you are, this is most likely, when you get frustrated because you're staying stagnant, you're not learning, and obviously you're probably, I would assume, not getting the results that you want. So, you can, we can actually be consistent in staying stagnant, right? But unfortunately, it won't get us anywhere. I was 100% like this a few years ago, you know, when I thought I could do it all myself. I was inflexible to getting help, absolutely inflexible to getting help. But there came a time when I decided that I was going to make this business my full-time income, right? I stopped doing little part-time jobs and I thought, no, this is it. This is going to be what I'm going to concentrate on. But I had to learn, you know, I had to learn, I had to be willing to learn new processes. And this is when, and nothing happened. You know, I stayed stagnant still for a long time because I was in that stubborn place of still thinking I could do it all myself. It wasn't until I hired my business coach that I actually got any results, because I learned a bunch of new processes from her that I have implemented gradually into my business. And I'm still, like, I still haven't implemented them all, but I'm doing it gradually as I go along. So I was unwilling. I was definitely unwilling to learn new processes in a previous life, but now that's totally changed. So talk about developing consistency. So to develop consistency, we need to have a vision to work towards. Now, I've spoken about this in the last couple of trainings. You know, we've spoken about manifesting abundance. We've spoken about, you know, creating your goals. And part of that is deciding on what your vision is, right? So I'm going to ask you, do you know what your vision is? Do you have something to work towards? If not, then I would encourage you to create or find a vision to work towards. Now, what I see is that, you know, a lot of ladies that I talk to, they might come to me and they might say, well, I don't really have a vision. But in talking to them, you know, after a little while, we actually discover that, well, they do have a vision, but they just didn't know what it was, right? So talking to them helps bring out their vision. It's amazing how sometimes the conversations go. It's like, oh, there it is, right, I get it. So decide on what your vision is. And then once you do that, you can create a plan to follow. When you have a plan to follow, doing things on a regular basis and doing it consistently, it becomes so much easier, like so much easier. It's ridiculous. When you have that plan, stick to the plan as much as possible, right? Remembering that, oh my God, I'm seeing that the comments are coming thick and fast. I literally can't keep up with them. I'll have to go back and check them afterwards, but I literally can't keep up with the comments. Where was I? Okay, so stick to the plan as much as possible. Now, remember, being, you know, perfectly imperfect. You're not always going to be perfect. We're not always going to stick to exactly to the plan. But remember that, you know, and also remembering that at times you might need to alter the plan slightly, which is what I said earlier. You know, you might need to pivot. I think that if it's a word that any of us recognize now, it is the word pivot. I think there are so many people who've had plans. They've created a plan. They've stuck to that plan as much as possible, but they've had to pivot that plan slightly. So can you see, you know, there's kind of like a happy medium almost. Establish systems and procedures. So organization, again, going back to that post that I put on my Facebook profile yesterday, organization is something that I'm getting better at all the time. Just like having a plan, when you pop systems and procedures into place, it saves you so much time because they're all in front of you. You know, not only have you got a plan to follow, but you've got a way to follow that plan. So it goes deeper. Again, this is something that I teach the girls in the academy. So I'm hoping that those of you in the academy are watching this, I hope you get excited about today's lesson. So, you know, I have actually hired a new assistant who is actually watching at the moment. Everybody say hi to Parme. and we are working together to help build the business. We're helping to put better systems and better procedures into place. You know, now that I'm working alongside someone, it's easier to do that, right? Now, that doesn't mean that everyone needs to go out and get an assistant, because you can absolutely, you know, develop your own systems and procedures, but I'm in the stage of growth at the moment. But we still need to be consistent in doing that, and still need to be organised, right? Establishing those procedures, to have them right there in front of me, right there in front of her, so we can grow. As I said, also be willing to pivot and improve if you need to, as I said before. If you have been consistent in trying something for a while, awesome. But it might not be working for you, right? That's when you can pivot and try something new, right? But as long as you have given it the old college try first, you know, given it a good, decent go. I see so many ladies, and again, I've done this plenty of times myself, where I've tried something once, it didn't work, or, you know, and in my mind I go, oh, well, that was shit, it didn't work, so I'll go and try something else. But I really haven't given it a good hot go first, especially when, you know, my coach has suggested or taught me to do it that way. I've given it a go and it didn't work. Right, I've given it a go once, it didn't work, I'm just going to toss it aside. She didn't know what she was talking about. Okay, that's my thinking that I've had to work on. So, for instance, when I started running workshops, which were when did I start running them? Late 2020 or mid 2020? I don't even know. Anyway, so I started off doing. My coach runs 4-hour online and offline workshops. So I started running, what did I do? My first workshop, I ran it with someone else, because honestly, I was too scared to do it myself. And it was a 3-hour online workshop. It didn't work. So then I tried it myself for a 3-hour online workshop. It didn't work, right? Was I doing it? And then I thought, so I've only had like one go doing it by myself, and I went, that didn't work, so I'm going to give it up. So then I went and I tried a 90-minute online webinar style workshop. I did that twice. It kind of worked, but it didn't really work. But I didn't give it a good enough go to know if it was going to eventually work, right? I will admit, I didn't give it a good old college try, but I kept changing it. And what I believe and what I felt and what I think other people saw was my inconsistency. It was kind of like, well, she hasn't really made up her mind what she's doing yet, right? And that was absolutely, if people were seeing that, that was 100% true. That's where I was confused. Now, however, I've trialed something. I do a 90-minute to a 2-hour online interactive masterclass, which is awesome. And I've done this now, I think 4 or 5 times. It is working, so I'm sticking to it. Okay. I might have to pivot a little bit, but not a lot. I'm sticking to it now because I've given it, 4 or 5 times and it's producing results. So it's proving to me that it's working. So, that's kind of a long-winded way of saying, be willing to pivot to improve. And like that says, consistent things happen over time. They don't happen overnight. So be willing to give something more than 1 or 2 goes. So other things that you can do, right? Take small daily actions, like I said. You don't need to do everything all at once. You can do, you can add things as you go. Start with what you know. Add things as you learn how to do them, right? Focus, I love this, focus on what's important rather than urgent. So to me, the word urgent, when I see urgent, oh my God, I literally get tension in my shoulders, because urgent for me creates panic. When I see urgency, it creates panic. It's like, oh my God, it's urgent, it's urgent, it's urgent. That's where my mind goes. So instead, you can either focus on what's important or replace the word urgent with important, right? And that, for me personally, and hopefully for you, helps it become so much less overwhelming, right? And I'm now also SMART goals. Now, I have been, I think in the last couple of, I know last week I spoke about it, I'm pretty sure the week before I spoke about it as well. I've spoken about SMART goals, setting your SMART goals. Once you've got that vision, set the goals. So SMART goals stands for specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and timely, right? If you need to go, I won't go into it all again now, but if you need to, feel free to go back and watch the last 2 weeks trainings. You will actually find them under the guide section in the group. So set your SMART goals and use your organizational systems. Put things into place that are going to help you organize yourself, right? If you need help in that organization, if you would like to know what small daily tasks that I'm teaching my girls to do in the academy, if you would like to know more about the Heart and Soul Business Academy yourself, I'm here to help you, girl. This is what I do. This is what I love. I just love it. It's just my heart. It is my heart. It is my dream. So I would love to have a chat to you. As I said, if you want to have a chat to me about joining the academy, we've got a couple of spots left. Put learn in the chat and we will be in touch with you. Either myself or my assistant Parme will be in touch with you to make a time. So can you see how, now I'm hoping that you can see that consistency isn't as overwhelming as we originally might think that it is. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. There's little things that you can do, but as long as you are taking those small daily actions, you're working towards your vision and your goals on a regular basis, on a daily basis, then you are going to be a success, my beautiful lady. And I can't wait to see all of you shine. Every single one of you. So again, if you would like to know more about the Heart and Soul Business Academy, pop learn in the chat and we'll be in touch with you to talk to you more about it. In the meantime, ladies, have a fantastic week. We'll see you in the group in the week. And don't forget that on Thursdays, we also have now our members spotlight interviews. So last week we had the beautiful Annie Burke, which was an incredible interview. I think I've frozen. I think I froze. That was not a pretty face to freeze on. But anyway, I'm just going to finish and say if you want to watch the member spotlight interviews, go to the guide section as well. Have a great week, everybody. We will see you in the group during the week, and we'll see you for another Business Growth Insights next Tuesday. Pop learn in the chat if you want to know more about the Academy. See you, everybody. Bye.